Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to 2024. So this is my update video, and we'll talk about kind of what's happening in 2024 and what I'm looking forward for the future. But in the meantime, I thought I would do this on my phone and wander around and do all the stuff, or just show you all the babies, and of course, my favorite baby right here. All right. First victim, Harold.
Yep.
We have our
Here's
lovely one
Benji
right here.
Boo.
Here's Benji Boo. Hi, baby. Wake up. Say hi to everybody. All right. You want to pick him up and show him off?
Okay.
So this is Mr. Benjamin Banks. So we found him on Bank Street. Yes. Oh, look at that. Look at that face. He's our youngest, of course. Yes. And yes, he settled in nicely, grown up very much. And yes, is an amazing rescue kitty. Gives us lots of love, don't we, boo boo? Yes. All right. Okay. And this is Halo Harvest. Uh, Say we were just beside the road on our way back from Harvest Homecoming when we were just a little kitten. Yes, and we got picked up and taken back here, and now we get chased around by our brothers, and we get lots of good food and lots of good love. Yes, we do. Uh huh. All right, say hi to everybody. Yep, and she will smack you. Yes, if you are wrong or out of line, yes, bad things will happen. Right, girl? I know, but we love you. All right. And this is our chunk-a-monk. We call him the blue rhino. Yes. What do you think, baby? What do you think, huh? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hi, boo-boo. Nope. 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 Not in a good mood at all. Right. Um, yes. Hello, everybody. So we are another rescue cat, of course, and we have no tail. Let's show off the no tail option. This is our butt. We have no tail.
Oh.
So we look like a bunny rabbit a lot of the time. Oh, I know. And we love our treats. Treats are where it's at. Yes, aren't they, boo boo? Yep. We have our little spot. We sit. We look, and treat has to happen. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, and we also love love too. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. And of course, everybody knows this pumpkin. He is the hero of the hour, the the piece de resistance. Yes, my muse. Yes, this is Bermuda Moses, and of course, he is the star of the show for all of the Fledgling God series. Yes. So, and we enjoy treats. We enjoy naps. We nap very hard. Yes, we do. Yes, we nap very very hard. We love it. And of course, we love treats. What else? What else are we into? Oh, we're into those lickable things at the moment. Yes, if you get one of those lickables, oh my God, it's happening. Right. We are all about it. We are definitely the best liquor in the world. Yes. Or in this family. Yes. And of course, everybody knows Shelly. Hey, girl. Because she is back here now. This is her spot. And yeah. So she, yes. I know, girl. I know. I know. We picked you up when you weren't wanting to be picked up. Nope. 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 We've turned into the diva. We have. We have a little bit of diva in us. We do. But we love her anyway. Yes. And we also love treats. Yes, we do. We stand, we look with our big yellow eyes, and we're like, where they at? Where they at? Where it happening? All right. Okay. All right. I think that's everybody. And of course, this is my husband.
I think this is where we began.
I think this is where we began. Yes, yes, yes. He's my favorite stray of all.
Good to know.
Good to know. Yep. Just found him wandering around on the street and was like, hey. Yeah. Or maybe I got picked up. Who knows? And he's just being extra nice. Could be. Could be. Could be. All right. So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy 2024.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I will begin the update in just a sec. Okay, everybody. Hi. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Shelly, as you can see, is already settled into my lap. Okay, so look. What we are looking forward to in 2024. Okay, or just what comes next. So obviously, editing. Editing is the next part. So my goal is to go through all the Google Docs, catch up on all the thoughts, suggestions, and edits that you all have left me. Um, and then once everything is the way it needs to be for that particular chapter, then posting it on Wattpad. Um, then my next step is to go through Wattpad because some of you left me some great comments there, and to fix those edits as well. Um, so basically, prose and clarity is what I'm focusing on. Sometimes, it just needs a new sentence or a new paragraph if I've forgotten something. Sometimes some of the edits are a lot, like changing the worker ant to a she. I know there's a lot of conversation about that. Um, um, Sometimes it's just a simple edit, like I forgot to bank stamp the bush once it was fully dead. I think it's all just I had a little thing where it's talking about burning it, but really what I wanted to do was just stamp it and then boom, it counts. That's it. Um, Okay, I may make a plot change. For example, I'm really thinking that the amount that they owe should be 3 million pearls, not 2 million pearls. Mainly because obviously Jason ends up with 1 million pearls in the course of the book, just with the 600 that he's got plus the 400 thousand that he wins. And then obviously we have what Sandy has as well. So it just feels like 3 million would be a better goal for what they need to do. So finding all the different places and changing all that. At the moment, I'm leaning that way. Um, Okay, so then at that point, everything will be out on Wattpad. Everything will be finished. All the edits will be gone through. All the notes will be done. So then I'll create a master Google Doc, and then that goes out to Dawn, Harold, and just a few small other people. At this point, the story and ideas are set, and we're just trying to make it as error free as possible. Then, after all that, and everybody gets back with me, and we get all the changes, get everything all integrated, and everybody does the passes they need to do, then the next step is the formatting. And usually this has been very frustrating because Amazon, of course, says their formatting is simple. It's not, it's very error prone. It's highly aggravating. Believe me, I've said some words trying to get the ebook together. Yes, and Harold has been very supportive. Oh boy, have I ever said some words. But anyway, yeah, so there is a program that has since popped up by somebody else. I use another piece of their software, and it will format the ebook and the hardcover in one shot. So I'm really hoping that it works the way it's advertised, because then if so, then any changes that I need, I can just basically, modify, have a bad spelling or forget a word or something after it's been published. Then it's very easy just to go in, change it, re-upload the new docs, and we're off and running. Okay, so anyway, hopefully the formatting will go very good this time. Then, of course, we release the ebook, get it all out on Amazon, and then Ron starts on the audiobook. So obviously, I don't start Ron on the audiobook until I'm absolutely sure that what he's reading should be the final thing of it all. Okay, so that is what's going to happen for the fifth book, just to catch you guys up on everything. Then after that, I'm starting a new world, and I'm starting a cultivation novel. Um, So I guess just to kind of talk about that for a little bit. So obviously, Fledgling God was my very first real attempt at writing a novel. It just kind of grew organically. Yeah, and I love it, and I do not want to mess it up. But there are things that I want to experiment with and work on and grow. So that's really what this new world is. I will be trying on some new ideas and doing some different stuff with it, and I'm not going to be messing with Fledgling God at that point. So hopefully everything I learn that either works or doesn't work, I can bring back to Fledgling God and make it an even better story to continue with book 6 and the following rounds in the deal. So here are some of the things that I'm working on. Okay, so plotting. Um, so there's two different types of plotting that you generally read about. There's pantsers and plotters. This is what they're called. So there's people who fly by the seat of their pants, and there's people who plot everything out. So the people who fly by the seat of their pants, they come up with a character or a couple of characters that they think are interesting. They just throw them down in the world, and they just see whatever shows up, and they just write however they whatever the character tells them in their mind that that's what they're going to do. And so, one author in particular that I really love, that's the way that she writes. She has her things. She just goes. And then when she sends out her little email, sometimes it's like, "Hey, I thought I was going to get rid of this character, but they just didn't want to go, and they stuck around, and now I'm going to create this other series, do this other thing, and there it is." So she's very character driven and very pantsing. Um, then there are other people who are plotters. So they sit down and they work out every damn thing about everything under the sun. They they know pretty much down to the paragraph what the book is going to be. Um, so Yeah, so what I'm discovering for me, for my style and what I think a reader do, I come up with a great idea for a plot, come up with a great world, come up with a detailed sandbox, um, and then in the flow of the writing, it changes. Like sometimes I go into a scene and I'm thinking, man, we really got to cover this, this, and this. And you get in there and you just write it, and some of that stuff doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. It's just not in the flow. And other times things show up that are absolutely amazing that just show up in the flow and they're not in the plot at all. And so um, so, like, when I look back on what I've written for Fledgling God, um, some of the stuff that I have created in the flow is my favorite stuff. So I do not want to lose that. At the same time, I feel like I want to look into the future and see it just a little bit more put together than what I have had up to this point. Or at least try that. I mean, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe that's not good for me, but I want to try it. And so that's kind of what this book is about. So I'm creating a very detailed world. I'm creating all the normal stuff that I would normally put and throw into a world. I've got, like just crazy stuff. Like, how does inheritances work? How does money work in this world? How does, like it's closer to the source of creation. How is magic so different? So I'm creating my rules and creating my gods and creating my land and creating my people and just uh, it's a lot of fun. So creating this amazing space, creating the character that I want, already know what's going to happen to him, dropping him into this world, and then this time I want to have a much better A B C D E F G going where I want to go with this. Um, and yet at the same time be very open to anything that shows up. So, so that was a very, very, very wordy version of plotting versus pantsing. I'm somewhere in the middle, and I want to move slightly more towards plotting. So this will be a good experiment on that. Um, Okay, smaller story. So as everybody knows, I get going and I start writing, and there's all the stuff that I want to do, and I think this will probably only this scene will be maybe a chapter that ends up being four chapters. So anyway, that's just the way it is, and I'm very happy with the four chapters. So there's no point that I want to cut anything. Like it's good stuff. I mean, why not? Um, so at this point, but I want to get better at that, and so what I'm looking at doing with going slightly more in the plotting area is I would like to create a book that's just 100,000 words, which for me is small. For most authors, that's a whole book, but for me, that's small. And so I want to just create things that are a little bit more bite-sized. This last one is I'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, I am talking about that now. So the book at the moment is 283,000 words. So that's bigger than the biggest Harry Potter book. It's bigger than the first three Harry Potter books put together. It's bigger than The Gathering Mage. It's big. There's a lot to it. So just to kind of give you guys a feel for what's going on there. So it's not necessarily that I want to write less. It's just I would like to break it up into smaller chunks, so I can have books out more often, and Amazon likes that. Um, oh yeah, so I was looking here. Like most fantasy books are about 130,000 words, um, to about 150, sometimes less, sometimes more. So yeah, somewhere in there. Um, Oh, and then total words I've published so far, once I get book five out, will be 970,000 words. So that's almost a million words. So that if you read some of the stuff online, it's like, hey, if you hit a million words, you finally have something to say. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's a neat milestone. I just wow, like didn't think I'd be hitting a million words, but I'm here, so very close. Um, Okay, so some of the other things that's going to happen on this is I'm going to be writing in a third person perspective rather than a first person perspective. So, Fledgling God, of course, it's all from Jason's point of view, and it's literally inside his skull. It's I's and me's and we's and all that good stuff. So, this is going to be writing third person perspective. It's also it's going to be there's different variations of third person perspective, but basically it's going to be third person perspective very close to one character. So it's going to be very similar to what I'm doing now, where you can hear the thoughts of just one character. You follow one character around, but it's done from a third person's perspective. So it's he and him and his name, and this is what he did, and that sort of stuff. So some like all the big authors use third person perspective. Most of the time, they're very close to their character. Um, so yeah, I feel like that's the direction I need to go, and so I would like to write a story in third person. The other thing it also allows you to do is, as long as you don't do it too much, is switch perspectives sometimes and just sometimes tell a little bit of the action from somebody else's point of view. Um, and that can be very effective for uh, creating. Creating a feeling for how the rest of the world can view what's going on. So I think similar to Cradle, if you guys have read the books on Cradle, fantastic, amazing cultivation novels. But it's almost all primarily told from one person's point of view. But occasionally it switches to to a not a throwaway character, but a character that's part of the action and shows our main character going from that point of view. I do not like books where you're flipping from perspective to perspective. It slows everything down, and it makes it hard to know what perspective you're in. And like the brain just has to go, oh, where are we at now? Oh, we're here. And by the time you're caught up, everything is slowed down. I do not like books like that. So I will not be writing books like that. So it will still be very much, we will have one main character. We'll be following through this world and discovering the things that he discovers when he figures them out and discovers them. Um, The other thing is going to be is, as you guys know, I love good pop culture references and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to be in a new world. There will be no pop culture references. I won't be able to quote RuPaul's Drag Race or the lyrics of a song or something like that. So it's going to be interesting. So I have some thoughts and ideas for making the world real and some of the things that are going to pop up. And I hope they're hits. But if not, then we'll see. Um, this world is obviously much more magical. It's closer to the source of creation than our world is. So, what that means for this world is there's a lot more power available, and physics is not quite as solid as what it is here. So, from here, for example, if you shoot a cannonball, then Newtonian physics takes over. Given wind and speed and all that good stuff, you can predict exactly where this cannonball is going to land. In this world, the cannonball can also be influenced by your perspective. So, for example, if you want it and need it to go a little bit farther, then it will. At the same time, if you're on the receiving end of the cannonball and you're like, I don't want to get hit, you can actually, with your expectation, make it so the cannonball does not hit you. So I think that will be uh, very exciting to play around with this a little bit. It's not going to be tremendously huge where, just all sorts of rules are broken because um, if we did that, then it would just, I don't know, it could just become silly. And I've read a couple books where I'm just like, really? You can do that? I don't think so. So it's going to be based in reality, but definitely a much more flexible version of reality. Um, Okay, so question for you guys: thoughts on sex? So obviously, I have a great deal of fun in Fledgling God of having lots of innuendo and enjoying sex without it necessarily being, hardcore romantic sex where we're, talking about individual acts and exactly what's happening and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's not exactly like, oh, they went in the bedroom and boop, that's it, end of story. So I'm sort of somewhere in the middle. So I guess I would like some feedback from you guys as the people who followed me on my journey and are dedicated and are watching this now. Like, how do you feel about the sex? You know, um, so this character, obviously, Jason is open to doing whatever he needs. He is obviously very much smitten by Tyler, so he's kind of already partnered up at least right now. Or, what's going on. I'm not going to say anything because um, there are exciting things ahead. All good, trust me. Um, but this character is going to be more like he is discovering the world and he is um, going to be going somewhere and thinks somebody's attractive. So, does he have sex with them? And in the book, and if so, how detailed is that? Just kind of looking for some feedback here. Yeah. Um, So, okay, so jumping out of that, posting chapters on Wattpad. So the chapters will be smaller, like 3K chapters or so, and that's kind of maybe 2K, 3K, 4K, something like that. So I've been looking at Wattpad and Royal Road and a bunch of the places, and um, so that is kind of normal for peeps. I think it'll be kind of fun just because it'll hopefully give you guys your fix a little more. It'll hopefully give me a little bit more freedom just to like have a great writing night and be like, ooh, I got through this whole part. It's great. It's only 1,800 words, but I love it. Let me just put that out there for them. So I'm hoping that it should be a little bit more freeing, maybe with some parts longer, some parts smaller. Not sure. And then obviously I was kind of thinking that, once there's enough of it together, then what I could do is basically do it like a giant read, not where one read is one chapter. It'll just be like, hey, we're doing chapter 33 and 34 and 35 and 36, and do a nice big YouTube read at that point. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I did create an outline so I would stay on track, hopefully, and afterwards wouldn't be like, oh my God, I wish I had talked about. So I think I've covered everything. But really, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you for being part of the journey of the characters. Like they can't live unless you read them, and then they live in your mind, and it's a world that's so not ours. um, and it's not a job. It's not the crazy politics of the world that we're in today. It's not wherever you're at in your life. Like, hopefully it is a wonderful place to be. It's a challenging place to be, but a place where you know good guys win. I like good guys winning, and good girls. I love them too. And any guys that are not guys and girls. Yes, there we go. Everybody gets to win, but in a good way, and it's not easy. Um, anyway, hope you guys. So just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the editing suggestions. Thank you for all the encouragement and support. It means a lot. It really does, and it makes this whole journey just much more exciting and interesting and fun for me, and hopefully for you too. Um, okay, I guess that's it. So right now, welcome to 2024, and it just feels like a whole year of possibility. So hopefully, I will see you guys at the end of the year with all kinds of wonderful writing. Um, if all goes well, I would love to put out the first chapter in this other world, whatever it's going to end up being called. Um, I would love it if, you know, the rest of the rounds in the tournament were on their way. And we'll just see how the writing goes. All right. Talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.